Hi there, Jennifer here from Seeker's Lamppost. I'm here with your May 18th to the 25th reading. On the 22nd, we're going to experience a new moon. So why not commit to making a new moon intention and remembering to place your attention to that intention so that it may grow into something that is going to raise your vibration and help you towards more prosperity. So before I start any spiritual work of any kind, I always start off by saying something like, I call upon my guides and beings of light to be with me here as I consult the tarot for guidance. Only beings from the light are welcome here. All other beings are banished forever. I encircle myself with the electric blue fire of Archangel Michael's sword so that my energy field will be protected. Even the tiniest little tear in your energy field can let negativity in. So you want to make sure that your energy field is completely protected. And I like to use Archangel Michael for that because he's the Archangel of protection. So I also ask that I read the cards with objectivity and not allow my personality to interfere. So that's really important as well when you're reading for somebody else. If you're reading for yourself, you have to be real with yourself. You have to be authentic. You have to be authentic when you're reading for somebody else too, but you know what I mean? Like you have to really, you can't just read them to make them fit into what you want in life. You have to read them so that they are actually going to help you reach your highest potential. And also you want to do that for your clients too, if you're reading for clients. So I'm going to start off with, let's move this over here. I'm going to, pardon my arm. I'm going to start off with a past life card and an Akashic Records card from the Akashic Records Tarot. So past life cards are usually, they just let us in on what's blocking. Sometimes it's literally something from a past life that we've carried with us into this life that is blocking our ascension. And the Akashic Records is, the way I understand it, I am no Akashic Records expert for sure, but the way I understand it is that we all have a little library of all past life lessons that we can, can't think of the word, that we can call upon to help us navigate through challenges that we have going on right now. So I'm just going to take this card, I'm just put it up here for now, out of the way. I don't have a whole lot of room here. And then I'm going to grab Akashic Records here too. Okay. So this card is going to reinforce or challenge or clarify the first card. I'm going to take that one from the middle up there. Okay. So now we're going to get into these are tarot cards from the Gilded Tarot I'm going to use. And I'm going to take it from pile number 3, which is going to be this pile. Alrighty, so this is that pile there, and put them to the side. Okay, so we're just going to grab our cards from the past life cards and the Akashic Records Tarot cards. And I'm going to take these from the bottom and let's go up there. Okay, so interesting. We have travel or leaving. Okay, so if you can see that, it's a suitcase that's on a train track. And so this can, sometimes this comes up for people that can't commit to relationships and they're on the road all the time. They have to travel. They can't commit to anything. They're always on the move. But this is paired with the 2 of Keys. And if you look at that card, this card is about loss. If you look really closely at this card, This guy is looking at, he's looking down, he's got his hand over his face, and he's looking down at this treasure chest that all of the stuff is out onto the floor. And then over here, there's a little basket and a chair overturned. So it looks like he's been robbed. But behind him on the table, there's another little treasure chest with a bright light coming out of it. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to put it right up, and I think it's behind him on this side. And if you look at that, this is telling us that we can't mourn over everything that we've lost, because that's not going to get us anywhere. All that does is block the flow. Sometimes what we've lost needed to go, and that's why I'm looking at this card more to indicate that we need to leave our baggage up by the side of the road. We need to call AAA to come haul our wreck away. That's a song. So this is kind of the focus of the reading. Okay. Ha ha ha. Look at this. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. All right. So we've got the Five of Cups here. Basically, that means the same thing as the Two of Keys. The Five of Cups is, as you can see, the cups are in front of him on the ground, and they're overturned, and he's mourning the loss. So what's behind him, though, are two cups that are still upright and still full, but he's not really paying much attention to that. So what he's doing is he's being distracted by the negatives and can't see the positives. So sometimes we become a little self-indulgent when things don't go our way. This is all about you can't always get what you want, but you always get what you need kind of thing. This is the Ten of Swords. So the first thing, I'm looking at that and I see 10. 10 is an end of a cycle. I don't always read numbers, but for this, I feel like the number is really relevant because 10 is an end of a cycle. So that means that this wallowing in self-pity and the poor me's is coming to an end, which is beautiful. It kind of like, kind of makes me think of what's going on in the world too. Restrictions are starting to lift. So we're starting to see the light a little bit. We're starting to get a little excited to get going and get out. But I think this is more to do with the new moon that's coming up on the 22nd. And that's about starting something new, setting an intention on something new. See, we're at the end of the cycle with this card. So we're going to be starting a new cycle. So this card feels like a surrender to me. It's just all of these negative thoughts are coming to, are like so intense that it's kind of got us to a point where you're like, okay, I just give up. I'm just gonna like let things flow the way they're gonna flow, and I'm just gonna deal with it. I have an illness phobia, so I've been like really dreading going back to work because I feel safe in isolation. But I'm at the point where I'm so tired of fighting it that I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go and see what happens. I'm just going to try to be positive and try to do the best I can and just really put my faith in others that they are going to be respectful and do what they need to do in order for us all to stay healthy and get rid of this, get us out of this situation. I don't want to go too heavy into that, but this feels more like a personal release. So there's a relationship that just isn't happening for you. It's time to like pack it in and push it away and start something new. I don't mean it's never going to happen. I'm just saying that right now, the energy that you're putting into it is in vain. So this card here totally and completely supports what I'm just saying, because there's the Death card. The Death card is simultaneous endings and beginnings, and it's a major arcana card. So it is big secrets, big universal support, big hellos. You got to get something moving here. So the cards want you to leave your baggage, figure out what your baggage is and get rid of it, and stop focusing on things that no longer serve your highest good. So if you're talking about a job, it might require some new training. You're never too old to start something new. The King of Swords is the top of, well, it's kind of like, the king, right? He's at the top of his game. He is the advisor. So this could literally mean that you need to turn to somebody that you trust for advice. possibly to help you get some new training for this job. Maybe you need to sort of channel your inner King of Swords and take control of your own life and make your own decisions, because you certainly are capable of that. We're also moving into the sign of Gemini. And for me, the King of Swords, I always think of Geminis. Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury, and that's the mind. That's the communicator, that's the writer, that's the thinker. That's a really creative mind and a very quick, sharp wit. So hence the swords. So, you know, maybe there's a Gemini in your life that you trust, that you can turn to. Maybe you're the Gemini and all of this is for you. Just sort of validating that you have the power to change your life if you desire. Sometimes we don't see what's really good for us as well. So that's the whole, for me, that's the whole reason why I use cards, is because what it does is it helps me see through past the obvious. It helps me kind of unattach myself from a situation so that I can see it for what it truly is. So that's kind of neat. What else do we got here? Let's see. I had numerology cards here, and I don't know where in the heck. Oh, there they are. Let's grab a numerology card and see what kind of guidance we have with the numerology card. So we'll grab one of those and see what we need to be mindful of. Well, it says spiritual career, which is interesting. For me personally, I know what it is that no longer serves me, and it has to do with my spiritual business. So that's a nice little validation for me. But spiritual career can mean a whole lot of different things too, because spiritual for me is energy. And so I don't think it necessarily has to be exactly like that you need to do a spiritual career, but you need to do something that is soul satisfying. So that's really nice. That's a really nice way to end this reading. And I hope that it helped you a little bit. I know it helped me. So remember, the new moon is coming, and to really focus on what it is that you want to release and what it is that you want to begin, and set your attention on that intention. And it is something that you need to do every single day. It's a commitment, right? Transformation is not a future event. It's a daily activity. So I hope that helps you a little bit, and I hope to see you again next week. So until then, take care, be safe, be respectful, and we'll see you soon.